This video is going to be a rundown of the updates of the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update. If you guys would like to watch another video about this, go to a channel called Xisumavoid. I will leave a link in the description for an even more in-depth tutorial on how to see everything that's new. So let's get into the first thing. First thing I'm sure you guys have heard of, there is new, well not very much new, but newly textured ores in the game. So, starting from the left to right, we have iron ore. This is regular iron ore. And this is deep slate iron ore, regular gold ore, deep slate gold ore, diamond, deep slate, lapis, deep slate, redstone, deep slate, coal, deep slate. They all look very much the same, but if I were to grab a deep slate block and place it next to it, it would look with the same texture in the background as you can see there. So heading on to the next thing. Next thing, we have some new cave-generated things and just newly garden-generated things. So first, we have the Spore Blesson, which if I grab some blocks right here, and I go up a couple, and I go down, you can see it looks like a flower. I'll go one more block up so you can see better. And it drops this little green spore. There's no use for this spore yet, but it may be like the honey, where if it drips, it makes things grow. Nextly, we have the big Dripleaf, which I'm sure you guys have seen. If you step on it, there's a timer, and then you fall. So I'll go a little bit higher up to explain. It's about 3, so there's 2, or sorry, it's 2. It takes a little bit, but it resets, so you go 1, 2, and you fall. This can be used on animals as well, and it should be helpful. These will spawn down in the caves and maybe in the swamps. They haven't decided yet. Next, we have small Dripleafs, which I actually need a little bit of water. Let's see if I can find some. Okay. Okay, here's some. So they look like little lily pads. They're these little... This just be used in the caves. They don't really have any real purpose except for being cool looking. They look like kind of little lily pad steps. You can place them in groups like this. You can't stand on them, so they're kind of just decoration blocks. Next, if I fly over here, we have 2 new trees, which can be found in the lush caves. We have the azalea tree and the flowered azalea tree. After that, we have the flowered azalea leaf and azalea leaf. The odd thing about these leaves yet is you actually can't find these on trees. They're in the creative menu, but you can't find them on any trees in the world. And that's it for the garden section. Moving on. Another huge thing coming to Minecraft is the spyglass. You can see in my hand right here. I hold it up to my eye. It's a really good animation. And I will show you what it does. I don't know how far I can zoom in yet, but basically it's like a magnifying glass. So like if I look, see that pig right there? I can zoom in and see his face. I don't know how far it goes yet, but I mean, everything too far away turns into fog. This can be used for scouting out your base. Say you were hiding from someone and you need to look out, you can just scout out like this. The only thing bad about it is that it's the same animation as a bow, so when you use it, this is me walking at full speed. It's like a bow, so you can't move that fast, so you have to let go and then use it again. Like if I'm walking, it slows me down, which some people don't like, but I mean, it's fine. And there's this cool animation that goes with it where you hold it up to your eye. So now we'll head on to the next thing. Oh, and before I forget, I actually forgot to add these 2 last things. There's something called rooted dirt, which doesn't have real use yet, except for maybe you could plant these on them. It might look prettier, like that. There's also the moss block and the moss carpet, which is kind of hard to see unless I put it on this. It's like a, it's kind of like, it looks like this, right? It's just on a different lever. But if you go up like this, you can't really see the difference except it's a little bit brighter textured. So that's the real end of the garden section. Heading on to the next one now. Now this next section will be a little harder to explain because you can see there's a lot of different blocks behind me. If I can't remember the names, I'm going to click them and put them in my inventory. But these are just a lot of new blocks that you'll find in the caves. So from left to right, this is Dripstone block, which you'll see later. Calcite, tuff, deep slate tiles, cracked deep slate tiles, deep slate brick, cracked deep slate brick, chiseled deep slate, cobbled, infested. This is the amethyst block, which can be found in the amethyst geodes, which I will show a picture of right now. These can also be found in the amethyst geodes. They're called budding amethyst. These are actually what you put the amethyst on top for them to start growing from either side. That's it for this. Now let's actually head on to some of the fun stuff. Now we have the new animals that came in the 1.17 update. Now, not all of them can be tamed yet. There may be some ways how, but they just haven't been decided yet. Because if I forgot to add already, this is part 1 of the Cave Class update. The bugs are still being fixed. This is not the final report. These things might be changed. So, let's just get on to the animals. First, we have the axolotl, which you can see here is this cute little guy. I have some barrier blocks around this so you can see him better. Same from the bottom. They kind of like swim with their hands out. And from the top, he looks like this. Little scale thing down his back. This is the spawn egg. This is one that's out of water. This is one that has already been hydrated. The brown ones are the ones that have been made out of water, and the yellow ones, since they spawn close to water, can already be made. And yes, they can be caught in buckets of axolotl, but they must be in water to be caught. These also fight squid, fish, and drown. They could kill them. Next, we have the glow squid, which is this shining crystal squid right here. And if I wait 1 second and I turn it to night, just like this, you can see it actually glows in the dark, just like this. And you'll see these guys light up the ocean. They also drop something called the glow item frame, which I will show off later. Lastly but not least, we have the goat. Now the goat, there's a pen right here. The goats can jump over 2 blocks to get out. So these are what the goat spawn eggs look like. These are the goats. They can actually ram you. If I wanted survival right now, they'd all start ramming me. There is special kind of goats, which you guys can probably see on Xisumavoid's channel. As you guys can see, that goat just jumped. Here, I'll grab some right here. He just jumped right over this and into here. So they have, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 block jump radius yet. But yeah, that's it for the animals. So let's head on to the next section of random stuff. Next, we have kind of just a jumble of some things that I'd like to put together so I can kind of just show you a lot of things at one time. So we can start off. What these are in are actually called glow item frames, which if I show you, they're just textured so they're brighter. And if I change it to night real quick, just like this, they actually glow. So you can see them all the way down. So it's just a glow squid. Wow, that guy got all the way up there. So if I change it back to day, that's that. Next, we have the copper ingot, which can be found in the copper ore, which I've showed you earlier. If you smelt them, which you can actually get right here, you get raw copper, which is new to Minecraft because you used to be able to just get the ores, but now you get something called raw, etc. And these can be found by mining ores with not Silk Touch. Silk Touch can get you the ores. And if you smelt these, you can get the ingots. Also, if you use Fortune on iron or gold now, you can actually get up to 3 raw ingots, or 3 raw ingots of these, yes. Next, we have Amethyst Shard, which can be found when you break the amethyst on top of the amethyst crystals earlier. And then lastly, I figured I'd add this because not many people will notice this, but you can see the clock. The texture's actually changed on the clock. It got more golden and kind of bronze-like. Same as the compass. The compass gotten a little more gray and shaded in around the outsides. And these are like one of the only 2 things that people probably won't know about this update that might matter. So we'll head on to some of the last stuff. Next, we have something that's very, of course, new to Minecraft 1.17 that everybody's been looking forward. Hopefully you guys are too. And it's finally here. Behind me, you might notice what these are if you guys have seen other snapshots. These are actually the copper blocks. These are you might be wondering why I have 2 of the same blocks here. This is regular block of copper, and this is a wax block of copper. So as copper gets used more, over time it'll start degrading until it gets to that green color, such as the Statue of Liberty. It used to be this color, now it's more of a greenish color in New York City. These ones will always stay the same, and these ones will change, and the way you can make them waxed is by using honeycomb. You can see it has those little particles. If I go on all of these, now they become waxed weathered and waxed. See? Just like that. And then behind them we have the same thing. Cut copper, exposed, weather, and oxidized. And then we have the waxed versions, which you can obviously just go like this to get them over here. These are something I'm really looking forward to, because even using this over time, it'll give that more natural kind of color. And heading on to one of the last things now. Okay guys, and finally, the last 3 things in the video. Before I say them, I just like to say thank you guys for sticking around and supporting my videos. Make sure you guys do check out Xisumavoid's channel. He has so many good Snapshot videos because he's on PC. He's seen them way before I have. This just came out today. I'll put a date on screen because I don't really know what the date is right now. And I hope you guys have enjoyed so far, and I'll tell you the last 3 things. So, first we have the Glow Lichen, which if I turn it to night, like so, glows in the dark. A lot of the stuff in this update does. I forgot what the radius is. I think it's a 2 torchlight radius. Turn it back to day. We have the Hanging Roots, which can be found, of course, in the Deep Slate Caves, just like this. No real purpose unless, I mean, it kind of looks like a weed upside down. And lastly, something I'm most excited for that I'm probably going to be making a whole video about is what are called pointed dripstone. This is a dripstone block. Pointed dripstone drops water. It was supposed to drop lava on the PC update, but I don't know why it doesn't do this. Also, if I place them on the ground and connect them, they make this cool shape. And if I break it, the top, it comes down and falls on your head. I believe the point values, or the damage values, are if 1 falls, it's about half a heart. If 2 fall, it's about 4 hearts. 3 fall, I believe it's about 7.5. And if 4 fall with no armor on, it's an instant kill. So that's it for this video. I'll just point at the goat real quick. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you guys so much for 90 subscribers. I believe we're at 92 now. And maybe we could hit that 100 sub. And make sure you guys follow all my other social medias in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.